And there's only one rule in agriculture: Mother Nature wins. And we're getting a reminder of that this year, a little thing called drought. But it's the innovations that come along that allow us to continue to be in business. And first and foremost, agriculture is business. And I'd like to start off with this little story to put things in context. For the grandfathers that are in the agricultural industry today, they'll probably remember when their grandfather, who had horses, left the farm. I won't go through the full details of this story, but the bottom line on this entire initiative is that the horses left with your grandfather, and tractors came in. And some of those tractors had lights. And oh my God, that was the worst thing that ever happened. The reality of now today, we have more instrumentation in today's modern equipment that's coming off, going into fields, than some of the planes that are taking off in Pearson right now. And therefore, I wish to start this little few moments with the following statement that I hope you all take home. When your grandfather, who was farming with horses, left the farm, 50% of Canadians were still farming. That meant 50% were off the farm and probably remember a little bit about farming. Today, when the grandfather leaves the farm, there will be 1.4% of Canadians farming. So I'm very glad to be here today to speak to 98.6 of you. And the reality is, therefore, folks, let's put this now into a further context of why agriculture and this particular region is so happy to be engaged on this issue. Because at the end of the day, this is also a system. It's a system that has to have a technology that is looking for feedstock. But to you technology providers that are coming to me and think I'm going to offer you the lowest price and this is a Walmart deal, keep on thinking and keep on walking. Because the reality is, we're going to do this in partnership. We're going to look for the opportunities to solve things. The best example that's out there right now is the issue of corn stover. Ontario farmers are excellent at growing corn. And by the way, you're on a similar latitude to Iowa. And the reality then of yield is very much there. And the issue of moving forward with that then is that when we remove those corn kernels, that's what Chicago Board of Trade is paying you for. But the issue of all those corn stalks, that's not on a trade pit over there. The reality is, though, there are so many stalks now because it's a 1-to-1 ratio between the weight of those kernels to the amount of stover that's there, that we have more stover than what our soils require to continue maintaining or even enhancing the organic matter level that's in that ground. So we're able to remove some of that now, and now it's the issue of finding the equitable relationship of turning those into sugars. On the same token, we have a whole great big humongous oil source around here. It's called soybeans. And I stress to you, my carbon, it's a hell of a lot easier to find than digging 2 kilometers down and hoping you hit dinosaur guts. So the reality is, mine's newer, it's fresher, and we'll bring you a sustainability record with it. Because the Ontario Federation of Agriculture represents 36,000 farmers across the province. We go from Manitoba to Quebec to Pelee Island. And also in the farm sector, we have numerous farm organizations that deal specifically in a commodity line. And they will also cover that similar range. So the realities of bringing all these pieces together means that it requires dialogue, requires relationship building, and that's what we're here for. But I wish to commend some folks that are in the back of the room here, because if it hadn't been for the Agricultural Adaptation Council once upon a time, we wouldn't be here today to be able to offer insights. Because once upon a time, there's a fellow by the name of McGinty who finished up on a deal that the Conservatives have made of shutting down coal-fired plants. And we said, well, if you don't want to burn black coal, let's burn green. And our first study will look like this. So if you go to the Ontario Federation of Agriculture website, click on the banner called Issues, and then look under Biomass, you're about to see a whole bunch of reports that will clearly illustrate to you all the opportunity that lies in this immediate area. Because we have done our sustainability measures. We have done business cases to pull these things together. And if it was not for Terry Thompson and Carolyn Kozak, who are sitting back there right now, we would not have been able to get part of these actions done. So my bottom line story to you all is, We're all in this together. It requires partnership, it requires dialogue. And on the issue of feedstock, we have lots of it. It's cheap, but don't ask for it cheap. And the other issue is, as a consumer, you have the cheapest food basket in the world. We have taken care of Galen Weston Senior and Junior by February 14th, and the farmer was done January 10th. That's your food. Your soil bit, we will take care of that because we have to be able to live through years like this where a drought has overtaken our land, and we need to make sure that organic matter is there. And now, because of the work that's here and the opportunities that are here, we will work through the value chain with you, from composites to chemicals to fuels to electrons. It's all there. We have the feedstock, and our logistics are very similar to let's get it in here as quick as possible. The main message I want to leave you with is let's work together. Thank you for your time today.